Isto é Casa da Joana?
Hi everyone! So this is my video about the 30 life lessons in 30 years. Alright, lesson number 1. Focus 90% of your attention into your solution and only 10% into the problem. I noticed that in my life, my habit is to really be very obsessed with problems instead of just putting all my attention into the solutions and not making the problem bigger than what really is. Lesson number 2, we're not too young or too old to do something. I noticed that we tend to use excuses such as, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not yet ready, or I'm too old to do something. But all of those are excuses and justifications that do not help us, and we can really just go for it. Make a plan, decide what you want to do, and don't limit yourself. Lesson number 3, we cannot change other people, we can only change ourselves. This is a lesson that I'm still learning on how to apply it. Just focus on what you can change, be our own examples, and maybe other people can learn with us, but we cannot change them. Lesson number 4. Lesson number 4, self-forgiveness. Forgiving myself has been the best tool I could ever give to me in order to reconnect with myself, to let go of the judgment, self-judgment, things that do not support me, and to finally live, to be me. Lesson number 5, fear are actually not real. Well, there's two fears. There's the rational fear and the irrational fear. The rational one is the fears that things that you shouldn't do, like jump out of a cliff or go in front of a bus. So things that are actually helping you to not do stupid things. But the irrational fears, and these are the ones that you should really stop them, is fears that come from your imagination. Things that you anticipate, thoughts that you just put together in your mind, and you believe that those are real, and you get petrified and you stop being you. So don't allow the fears to control you, to petrify you, to stop from being yourself or speaking up or doing things or actually living your life. So fears, no go. Lesson number 6 is to breathe. This is what actually keeps us alive, and so often we just forget about it. So remember to breathe, to take it easy, to slow down, to give yourself that space to be here, to be present. Lesson number 7, it's not a rule to be mother before 30. I used to think that I wanted to be a young mother, but actually I can be a young mother even after being 30 years old. So don't put those limitations and beliefs and rules in your head that just create unnecessary stress. Lesson number 8, it's just not worth it to lie to your parents. They will always find out the truth. So just establish a nice relationship with your parents, transparent, and help each other. Lesson number 9 is that you can organize a wedding in 1 week. We did it and it went absolutely perfect. It was by the beach in Portugal. Our family were there, friends, and no rush, no stress, and everything in 1 week. Lesson number 10, a marriage is not a facade. It's not a document or just a social recognition. I'm learning that a marriage with someone is really an agreement with myself. It's about who I want to be, who I want to become, and how we can support each other to be the best versions of ourselves. It's a great commitment to walk with another person. Lesson number 11, being worried is just a waste of time. I learned that the hard way, and getting worried about everything and anything is just like an addiction, and it's not supportive. It actually creates unnecessary stress for your body and it doesn't help. So just focus on the solutions and let go of the worry. That's the song.
Yes.
Every little thing is gonna be alright. Lesson number 12, live one day at a time. Sometimes we get just too concerned about the future and we're concerned about the past, and we forget to be here, to live each day. And that's the best way to create a better future for ourselves. Lesson number 13, gossiping is another waste of time. Remember that you can't live other people's lives, and if you really want to help them, just do that. Talk with them, help them. But don't spend time or your time trying to know about other people's lives, because then you're not living yours, and that's the only one you can actually live. Lesson number 14, you can actually go out of the house without makeup. And this is primarily for women, but I noticed that at some point in my life when I didn't put makeup on, I didn't feel confident for going out. And in fact, that is just it's like a limitation that we impose onto ourselves. So let's not define ourselves if we put makeup or not, or whatever we dress or how we look, but focus on us, on who we are, and let's just not be so vain. Lesson number 15, we cannot please other people and we cannot please everybody or make other people happy. Spend too much time trying to please others and we forget about who we are. Not worth it. Again, live your life, be the best you can be, and other people might like it or not, but it's their decision. Lesson 16 is I am fully responsible for my own success, for my life, and for my self-realization. So yeah, I just have to create it. Lesson 17, comparison is a bitch. We distract ourselves, we betray ourselves by comparing to other people. Instead of, like, if we see someone that can do something better than us, how can we learn from them? And if we are better, then let's not feel superior about it and let's help other people to achieve the same results. So comparison just really doesn't help us. It just creates separation instead of we mutually support each other. Lesson 18 is to learn to deal with our own emotions and become emotionally independent. So not expecting anyone to save us or any God to save us, but to really create that self-stability from within and be okay with ourselves. Lesson 19, writing. So writing has been a great tool for me to really get to know myself, see my self-honesty, and see things in clarity. Whenever I have a problem, I sit down, I write, which helps me to slow down the mind and be able to deal with my own problems. Lesson number 20. It is possible to have a pet pigeon. Marquês. And it's better than television. It's so entertaining. Lesson number 21. Sex is not a sin. It's actually a great way to develop your own intimacy, your self-expression, your sexual expression, your relationship with your body. So just make sure you do that with your partner in a stable and safe relationship, and just don't f around, because that might get you a disease, which is totally unnecessary. Lesson number 22, we have more in common than what separates us. No matter what religions we have, or our belief systems, or where we come from, or the languages we speak, we are here together. So if we develop more compassion for each other, we can really be one humanity. Lesson 23, we should all shave our heads at least once in a lifetime. This is primarily for women. We get so attached to our image, to our hairs, to what we want to project. I noticed that when I shaved my head when I was 25, it was a great push in my own process of developing my self-love, to not be so limited by the images and attachments I had. So really helping ourselves to become stable and to develop self-trust unconditionally. Lesson 24, do not underestimate the power of your body to heal itself. When I was 18, I had a motorbike accident, and obviously with the help of medical support and the people around me, I was able to recover at 100%. And that was because I was cooperating with my body. I was supporting me through nutrition, but also to slow down, to be gentle with myself. So if you face a disease or a problem in your life, in your body, just cooperate with it, help yourself, don't be against your body. Lesson 25, guilt and regret are burdens that you carry around unnecessarily. Realize that sometimes you did the best you could with what you knew, other times you know you could have done better, but there's no point in beating yourself up for it. Just forgive yourself, trust yourself, and make sure you change next time. Lesson 26. Your self-stability is not dependent on anything or anyone. Even if you have issues at home or with your partner or breakup or problems at work, remember that who you are, your self-stability must be unconditional. So help yourself to remain calm, to bring that stability back to you no matter what happens, so that you're always ready to respond to the challenges in your life. Lesson 27, sports. So I do recommend do any sort of physical activity to help your body to release your stress. Yoga is also super supportive for my body, and running. I actually said to myself when I was 10 years old, I'll be running marathons up until I'm 90, so I still have many miles to run. Lesson 28, develop your own independence. So living outside of my country of origin, from Portugal, and also living in other countries, helped me to develop that independence, but not only financial independence, but also emotional, and develop this ability to be with your own self, be okay, and create your home anywhere where you are. Lesson 29, being a woman doesn't mean to have a lower salary or having fewer opportunities. I'm actually the youngest of 3 girls, and so I grew up in a family where women have been always the majority, and so I learned that being a woman doesn't mean being inferior to men or that we deserve less. So even if you live in a society where that might not be the case or is male dominant, don't let yourself to be limited by it and just value yourself as a woman. And finally, lesson number 30, you can rebirth at any given time. So no matter what age you're now, just remember that you can always change. You can always start again. So recreate your life. Be the best you can. And yeah, that's the journey I'm walking. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Remember to subscribe my channel. Currently I'm doing a series in Portuguese, but I will soon start some more videos in English, so stay tuned. Bye-bye.